not said that in a while. I'm Grace Comer, and now I am going to do questions and answers. So yeah. Okay, first question. Let's see. Okay. So, the first question is, if you could meet any celebrity and ask them any question, what celebrity would it be and what question would it be? And we're like, okay. I would ask Brendan Urie, what exactly are designer drugs? I mean, in his song, and I'm just like, I don't know what those are, but I'll sing it anyway. Okay, let me pause it. Next question, okay. What weird things do you end up doing? Like, okay. So, I do a lot of weird things. My whole life is comprised of a bunch of things. I said that word wrong, and I don't think that's the right word, but it's just a bunch of weird things that just are weird. And, so, yeah. Okay, so, maybe weird things that I do, like, that are just, like, weird. Okay, so one weird thing that I do, that I don't know why I can do it, but I feel more comfortable with getting up in front of the class and singing than I do with going up and speaking. Like, by myself, I do pretty good singing. Like, this one time I had to sing for my class, and for choir, I had to do the solo auditions and in front of the class, and that didn't turn out too well because I got nervous, and I sang way too softly. So, we're finding out about that, like, tomorrow or the next day, so hopefully I get a spot, but I'm probably not, because I totally failed the audition. So yeah. Okay. Embarrassed when... A lot of times, actually. Okay, here we go. I get embarrassed when, like... For instance, there are a lot of people named Grace or Gracie at my school. Or if it's, like, Gracelyn or something like that. I've never actually met someone named Gracelyn, but I've had a character in a story named Gracelyn. So, it's like, for saying the first thing, Grace, I automatically turn my head. Just an automatic response, because, I go by Lexi in other places, and, so some people call me Lexi, so I'll automatically turn myself. Whenever I hear Grace, just turn to make sure if they're talking to you or not, because sometimes, like, at the beginning, when I started going by Grace, I was just like, yeah, wait, they're called on me. Like, sometimes they say Chris, but there's no Chris in the classroom. So, like, sometimes it'll just be like, they'll just be like, Grace, answer the question. And I'm like, oh, I thought you said Chris. The answer is 24. And then, so, yeah. Wait, what was I saying again? Oh, yeah, embarrassed. So, I'm just, like, really embarrassed when, like, say the kid sitting next to me just happens to be a person who I like, and then they're just like, hey, Gracie, and it was like, at first, Grace thing, I just like, who said my name? Because I usually just like hear sounds, I don't hear voices, so, I don't know, I usually don't recognize voices, so it's just like, oh crap, turn around. So yeah, that definitely fails all the time, and it happens like almost every day. I need help. And also, I'm planning on going out by Alex inside 9th grade, because, you know, it's just, like, Alexandra, my real name. It's, like, super... I changed my name to Grace, I can change it again. I just took a picture. Okay, I need to pause it. What are you subconscious about? Is that the right word? Okay, I don't think that's the right word. I don't know, but I know what they're trying to say. So, I'm getting all of these off of this Google thing that's, like, right next to me. So, let's see. The real question is, what am I not embarrassed about? Yeah. One special thing is, like, my legs for some reason. I'm just like, my legs look terrible. I don't like them. Another is my feet, because I inherited my dad's feet, and, my mom's boyfriend always makes fun of me. He's just like, you have super long toes, and I'm just like, I don't care, I'm only size 8, and that's, like, a little size for people my age, so it doesn't matter. It's like, my toes aren't that long. I mean, like, I'm looking at them right now, they're not that long, they're only about a fifth of my whole foot length. I don't know, so, yeah. Also, I am embarrassed about my voice. Personally, I do not like it. It keeps changing. Like, it just changed. Like when I get scared or something like that, or just randomly, it just turns high pitch. Sometimes when I'm trying to talk, I talk in British accent, and sometimes it's just super low, and I don't know why. And sometimes it's just like, when I'm trying to do a British accent, it's an Australian accent, and I'm just like, I'm trying to do British. So yeah. And it just keeps changing, and it will not stop changing, and yeah, it was just like, I'm trying to do this formal thing, just like talking to a teacher or something like that, just like, I went to bring my grade up from an A to an A+. Can you help me? That's not how it is. It's just like, ask my friends, any of my friends, like, I know my friend watches these videos, you can ask her, because it happens all the time. Like, they'll come up behind me and sneak up behind me, and then they'll, like, poke me in the back, and I'll be like, ah! And I'll just, like, squeak, and then start talking in a really high-pitched voice, and I don't know why I do that. I'm just, like, sudden high-pitched. Like, I suppose if you just, like, when I wake up, I suppose, like, I've never actually tried this, or actually memorized what my voice sounds like when I wake up, but maybe when I wake up, it's gonna be super low, because I'll be able to relax, be like, So, yeah. Yeah. That just took like 3 minutes. What is your favorite color? Blue! This is a question from one of my friends. Well, more like, she didn't direct it towards me, but it's like, we were talking about it inside one of our sleepovers, and it was just like, oh my gosh, what if this actually happened? So it's just like, what if each of your names had a personality? And so we just start coming up with them. So here's my version of it. Grace, the tiny person, not the tiny person, but the tiny person, metaphorically, just like, quiet, standing in the corner, don't touch me, super weird and stuff like that. Lexi would be that one person who, I don't know why, but when I went by the different names, it was just, like, so weird, because, like, I was, like, different every time I changed my name. Like, I changed it once so far, but whenever people call me by different names, it's just like, yeah, people call me things differently, and it's, like, really weird, and for some reason, it's just, like, because of what age I was when people called me it, it's just, like, different. So Grace is now, because I just now started going near Grace last year, Lexi would be the rest of my life. That's one outgoing, annoying kid, who's just like, hey, what's up? And then we'll just go anywhere for their friends. I know that because my friend used to live about, a 10-minute trek away. So every day I would just be like, let's go. And I would just, after school, after I dropped my stuff out at home, which, by the way, was another 10-minute trek because my bus stop was right by their house, and I was just like, okay, it takes me like 10 minutes to get home, and to get there, by the way, and there have been so many times where I've almost missed the bus, and I just had to take off running towards the stop sign, and it was like 2 streets away, and I just had to take off running. I saw the bus pass, but luckily I had like a minute left, so I had to just take off running down the street, and yeah, that happened multiple times. So, what was I talking about again? Oh, I forgot. Okay, wait, yeah, that. So, yeah, just, like, we'll walk for anyone just not too lazy. Like, Grace is lazy. I'm lazy now. I mean, I will walk, but I'll probably ride my bike instead. Okay, so Alexandra. That's one kid. Like, the new kid. Definitely the new kid who's just, like, going to a new school, and they're just, like, Alexandra Comer. And I'm just like, here, and I don't bother to tell them I don't go by anything else, because I don't want to worry them, or I don't want to bother them with their day, just let them get on with attendance. Like, I don't want to say, I go by Lexi, or, sorry ma'am, I go by Grace, because then that will just, like, stop the whole class, and then everyone will just, like, who just said that? And so, yeah, I'm just like, luckily people know me enough at my school that whenever there's a substitute teacher, and they're like, Alexandra Comer, I say here, and then everyone else goes like, she goes by Grace, so I never have to say it. So, that's always good. I don't know why, it's just like, it just started happening. I don't know when they all heard my first name. It just like, halfway through the year, they just started doing that. And, like, never before, even though everything has always happened, and, like, every time, and they all never knew my first name. I used to have, like, funny things, like, okay, let's see who knows me better. First question, what is my first name? And no one would get it, because no one knows it. But now, it's just like, everyone knows my first name. I do not know how. It's just like, on the first day of school, they're like, Alexandra Comer. And I was like, here. And I didn't say I went by Grace. I just started putting it at the top of my paper. And they're just like, well, they have the same last name. Must be her. So, yeah. Like, my gym teacher, I did not tell him till halfway through first semester that I went by Grace. So, some of my things went ungraded. So yeah, because I was just like, my friend Kaylee was just like, hey, tell him you go by Grace. And I'm just like, no, he's busy right now. And that went on for a long time. And I was just like, no, not yet. He seems busy. I'm just going to wait till tomorrow. Maybe then I'll tell him. And it never happened. It's just like, I don't know how I told him. I was just like, went up there. Like, I could just like go up there and say, I go by Grace, by the way. I think it's just like, because the journals that I had to turn in, they eventually had my names on it. And so, yeah. I don't know how he figured out that my name was Grace. Did I tell him? Or, I think I told him when we were doing the second part of the Big Blue Challenge. He was just like, Alexandra? And I was like, no, I'm Grace. I'm not that person. I'm not that person anymore. So, yeah. This has turned out to be a really random, rambling video. So don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Goodbye.